Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy Walsh and I'm the Director of Support, Training, and Documentation for BNI Connect. What we'd like to do today is just go through a walkthrough of some of the upcoming features in the Tranche 9 release of BNI Connect. There's a number of changes, enhancements, and bug fixes in this release. I'm going to highlight some of the most important ones in this short video. The first thing that you'll notice when you log in for the first time will be that the home screen has changed slightly. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll notice that the Sign Out and My Account buttons have been moved under an Options button. So in order to access your account settings or sign out, you'll need to first go to the Options and then click on one of those. This was to make room for the Regional Website button. There's now a button that will take members back to their regional website with one click, allowing them to access some of the helpful things that are on the regional websites, such as the event calendar. They can close that tab and go right back to the main screen. Also on the home screen, at the bottom of the screen, there is a new link for the browser policy. This will take you over to a screen that has all of the different browsers that are currently officially supported through BNI Connect. For members, there's a new My Personal Participation report. This is the Personal Palms report that has been enhanced in the system. Clicking on the My Personal Palms report will bring up a detailed report of a member's activity for the past 12 months. Scrolling through, you can see the week-by-week Palms entries. And at the bottom, you'll see a summary, sponsored members, and events that they've attended in the past 12 months. One of the biggest changes we've made in this upcoming release has to do with visitor entry in BNI Connect. Ever since the release of the member module and online slips, visitors have been input into the Palms report automatically following a visit to a chapter meeting. With this upcoming release, we're adding a few new choices and the ability for the Vice President to review the visitors before they've been input into the Palms. Here's how this works. Let's say that a visitor has attended one of my meetings. I would go to Operations Chapter and add a visitor. When adding a visitor, you'll notice some new fields. The first of which is Add Visitor to Palms. So we can choose right away if we are entering this visitor and giving Palms credit for it. Unchecking that box will exclude it from the Palms report. This is appropriate for when you're entering visitors, let's say for a second visit, or if it's a guest that might not be an eligible visitor. This can help with your conversion ratio as well. We would still choose the chapter, the industry and classification, who invited them, and now we can choose the visit date. Notice that even in retrospect, we could add a visitor, let's say that we forgot to enter a month ago. And this person will be queued up to be put into the Palms report, even going back in time. I'm going to fill out the visitor information. Another change that was made is that you can opt to not send the follow-up email. And by doing this, it makes the email not a mandatory field. It's a good idea to uncheck Send Visitor Follow-up email if you are putting visitors in much past their visit date. A final change we made on this form is that it now has a Save and New button, so that if you're entering multiple visitors, you can do so quickly. Once I click Submit, this visitor will be queued up to be put into the proper meetings Palms report. So if I'm a vice president, this is going to change slightly. I would go in to click on Meeting Management and enter Palms. Going into the Enter Palms screen, what we see right away are all of the visitors that have been entered in the previous week. It shows us the date of the visit, and options for whether or not we would like to add this person to the Palms. If I click Yes, this will be automatically entered into that POMS report. Now this particular visitor is showing as having visited on the date of a holiday meeting, so it can't be entered into the POMS report. I can either choose no, or I can go into the visitor entry and correct the mistake. So this person really visited on the 20th. And now I can choose to either enter the person into the POMS or not, or view the POMS to see if it was a conflict. I'm going to choose yes. We've also added and modified a number of reports in the system. Going to the chapter reports, one of the changes that was made is that the summary POMS report now has the option to include or exclude dropped members. This comes in very helpful when you're looking at a report for a longer period of time. For example, if I wanted to look at the chapter statistics going back for a number of years, when I show these members, which is how it is in the system currently, it shows a lot of members that may not be in the chapter anymore. We can now choose to exclude dropped members and only see the relative statistics for the people that are currently in the chapter. Another change that was made was with the length of membership report. If we look at the length of membership report, you'll now see that there is a cumulative length of membership and a recent length of membership. The cumulative length of membership will include if somebody has left the chapter and come back again, whereas the recent length only shows their most current membership. You can see an example of this with this member here. The cumulative length for both memberships is 7 years, 8 months, and for just the recent membership, it's 4 years and 6 months. Some other changes that have been made is that we have updated the file upload tool throughout the system. This can be found by going to My Account and uploading a profile image. Although it looks largely the same, this tool is now compatible with Macs. Another change that has been made is that groups will need to remain active in order to participate in BNI Connect. Once groups have been inactive for more than 3 months, they will be sent an email asking them to revive the group. If there's no response, then that group will be removed from the system. We've also automated the process of making sure that if a member were to leave BNI, that a group can be taken over by another individual. Please stay tuned as BNI Connect goes through its latest release, which is currently scheduled for April 28th, 2014, to look for these exciting new changes. Happy connecting!